Hi guys, got a quick trick for you today. It's all about this frenzy on the social media at the moment about the new season 2019 of Penn and Teller Fool Us. On the first episode, what they did, they tried to fool the legendary David Copperfield. And there's been a lot of debate on social media at the moment about how the trick works, and people are all giving their different suggestions. In fact, just a couple of hours after the show went out, there were a dozen or more videos on YouTube of people explaining how it works. So I thought, why not jump into the ring and have a go as well. So what I'm going to do, for those that haven't seen the performance on Penn and Teller, I'll put a link below this video. Don't forget also to subscribe to the channel here, because we do upload 2 or more videos every single week. Anyway, back to the trick. So the trick started off with a deck of cards that's shown to the audience to be just a regular deck, because they are. They then ask Copperfield to think of a number in his head, not to say it out loud, just think of a random number. He's then told that he's going to deal cards down when Penn and Teller turn around. For example, if the number that he was thinking of is 4, he's to deal down 4 cards, have a look at the 4th card, put it back and drop the cards on top. Penn and Teller then turn their back. Copperfield grabs the cards and he starts to deal down playing cards silently so that they can't hear. He then shows the audience the card that he's arrived at from his number. He puts it back on top and the rest of the cards are dropped on top of that. Penn and Teller turn around. Copperfield is asked to shuffle the cards. Now, he doesn't just give them one shuffle, he actually gives them 2 riffle shuffles, and then Penn asks him to do a cut as well. Now, at this point, it seems impossible, because David Copperfield has chosen a random number that he's told nobody. He's dealt the cards down to that particular card number, looked at it, committed it to memory, put it back, and lost the card in the pack. Once the cards have all been shuffled, then Teller takes the cards and Penn asks Copperfield to check Teller's pocket to make sure that it's empty, because that's where all of the magic is going to happen. And Teller will turn around and tell him to check the pocket, which he does, and there's nothing untoward there. When he comes back with the cards, these are the cards that were shuffled. He says he's going to put them in the pocket like this. When he puts them in the pocket, he's going to remove 1 card at a time for each letter of the chosen card. So David has to spell out the name of his card, each letter for each card. And then he's going to say stop. So Teller begins to pull out cards from the pocket. This is letter number 1. And as he's doing this, Penn tells him to call stop once the card is on the table. That means that there's no way that the card can be changed. Stop is called at this point. Copperfield is asked to slide the card towards himself, turn it over, and it's revealed that it is the card that he picked earlier. So the performance from Penn and Teller was absolutely brilliant. They took a very simple magic card trick that you would often find in a children's magic book, and they blew it up into this wonderful illusion in front of the great illusionist David Copperfield. So the way that it works, it relies on just 2 things to make the whole trick work. Once I reveal what the 2 things are, and they're to do with these, the cards, then you'll say, of course it is. Now, I know lots of people on the social media have been saying about the fact that they do a packet switch and other variations, but this is the deal. There's no packet switch. First of all, the pack of cards. There is, however, a stack. The cards begin life stacked. Now, I'm using what's called the Stebbins stack, but Teller didn't use that one, but I'm sure he used some other similar stacking system. Whichever stack system you go for, you must know what the next card is. For example, what I mean by that, if my first card is a king of diamonds, I know that this is going to be a 3 and this is a 6. And I know that because if you're not familiar with size Stebbins, it goes up in 3s. Now, if you haven't seen the size Stebbins, I do have a video on how to use that stacking system. There's a link below the video. Once the cards are stacked into a known order, the next part is the cards are readers. What I mean by that, you can read the playing card face from the back. If I cut the cards here, I know that this is a 10 of clubs. And there it is. And I can see that from the back. So this is how the trick worked. First of all, if you watch the original video, link below, Teller spreads the cards. You can see the cards. They are all different. They're just in a known order. He grabs them. He demonstrates by dealing 4 cards down. Now, I thought this was quite clever because before the performance, the stack, Teller would have dealt 3 cards down to reverse their order and put them back on top. So when he came in the performance to demonstrate, he dealt down 3 cards. He then pretended to look at that card, put it back and put these back on top. So he's put them back into the original order. The cards were given to Copperfield. He picks them up. He's thought of a number. Let's say, for example, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He looks at this card, just like in my performance, the ace of clubs. He puts it back on top and drops this on. Now, because of the stacking order, this card here was originally on top of the chosen card. When he dealt down, there it is there. That's his chosen card. So of course, when he puts the block back on top, this card reveals what the chosen card is. Now this is quite clever. When Teller turns back around, you'll see him, it's a split second. He glances at the top of the pack just before the cards are given to David to shuffle. What he's doing is looking at the card. Now I can see that this is a jack of diamonds, just from the back. So that tells me that the chosen card is, if that's the jack, then it's a queen, king, ace, the 3rd card along, it's the ace. And because it's a diamond, I know it's a club because of the chased order. So it's the ace of clubs. So at this point, Teller knows what the card is. David can then shuffle the cards as much as he likes. It makes no odds at this point. He shuffles the cards, he cuts the cards, and then finally, this is where the main part of the trick works, because Teller picks the cards up and there's some brilliant misdirection here. As he turns around and he gets his pocket checked by David, of course, this is what's happening. Magicians do this all the time. With his thumb, he's got the cards. You'll see as soon as Teller's turning round, even before he's fully turned around, you can see he's starting to focus on the cards and he's doing something with this. He's not doing a packet switch. What he's actually doing is with his thumb, he's just flicking down to see the indexes. Now, this is a common move by magicians when we're trying to find cards. All he did, he had plenty of time, just watch the video. As he went through, he found the ace wherever it was. Okay, so I can see the ace is just here. So this is all done behind everyone's back while he's turned and people are checking the pocket for the knuckle duster and everything else. When he brings his hand back, he just cuts the cards. Now he either cuts the card to the bottom or the top, it makes no difference, but he knows where it is. That's it. When he comes back, he then holds them at fingertips and says, look, I'm going to put them in my pocket. And he puts them in his pocket. Now what he's going to do, he's going to start to remove cards. Now David is asked to spell out each card with a letter of the chosen card. Now in our case, the ace of clubs. The first card is pulled out. Teller knows the name of the card. So all he's going to do is to spell out silently in his own head the cards. So as he pulls cards, he's going to pull them from the top because the bottom card is in his pocket the chosen card. So what Teller does, he starts to pull these out and he's spelling silently to himself, just like David is. David's spelling out these, ace of C-L-U-B, and then on the S, Teller grabs the bottom card, which is the chosen card, puts it on there. He knows full well that David is going to call stop now. Stop. Now how they heighten this is to say, look, the card is already committed. We've put the card on the table. You've now said stop. It's brilliant. Of course, this is pushed towards him, turned over, and it's revealed to be the card. And that's it. So the deck you need is really just a deck that you can read the backs of the playing cards. So you need a deck that you can read the back of the playing cards and use some form of stack. As I said, we use the size Stebbins stack, and that is the secret to the Penn and Teller David Copperfield card trick. Practice and enjoy.